Hey guys, so it's been a while since my last video. After completing your Ortega animatic, I was originally going to make another Fakemon design video, focusing on evolutions for Luminion and Lantern. But then I spent 2 whole days trying to draw the Luminion Evo, and I hated how it was going. Whatever I tried, every design I made looked way too similar to Luminion to really pass as an evolution. So in the end, I decided to postpone the video, and instead take a break from YouTube to get back into my comfort zone. And so I did one of those character colour wheels that's become on trend on Twitter. It was a good palette cleanser and I had a lot of fun drawing all of these characters. Now aside from the art, there are a few other things I've been thinking about lately. But before I talk about those, how about I explain what I'm drawing right now? These are some simple sketches that I made to illustrate a concept. Nothing too complex, just a small thing so I'd have some footage to use for the video. And, well, you all know Mirror Boy, right? He's my avatar character. Basically just an idealized version of the artist that I use to represent myself in my videos. But despite that, I feel like I've gotten a bit disassociated from him, and I don't think his design really represents me too well. So I wanted to take the time to restyle his hair and clothes so I like them more. Oh, by the way, the first mirror I'm drawing has a completely different outfit. I just wanted to dress him in something casual that I might wear in real life. But I do draw him a redesigned version of his actual outfit at the end of the video, so keep watching to see it. Also, there's no telling when I'll update my avatar sprites to reflect these changes. Drawing those poses the first time was a bit of a commitment, so I don't just want to redraw them every time I have a little change in mind. I think I'll save it for when I feel like they're outdated art-wise. But I feel like at least a minor edit to those old avatar sprites may be in order, just so I can have the fixed hair, and remove the half-skirt thing. But aside from that, you've probably noticed me drawing this little circular guy, because for a while now, I've had the idea of giving myself a little drone buddy, like a kind of mascot. I wanted him to essentially be a floating metal eye, kind of like my favourite Pokemon Magnemite. Though I was also inspired by the Jackal enemy from Kirby's Adventure Wii, and the Security Eye from Final Fantasy IV. I just think floating one-eyed spheres are really cute. It's peak character design, that's what it is. Now, I did struggle to get the right shape for the drone at first, partly because I didn't want him to just be a Magnemite, but also because I thought he should loosely fit in with the samurai theme. Emphasis on loosely, because nothing about my avatar really screams traditional Japanese samurai. What I settled for in the end was these 2 extendable blades, containing these circular side compartments, and I modelled those scabbard things after Samurot's legs, you know, since he's a samurai too. I also thought it might be fun if this little drone lived inside the hilt of my katana and could pop out at any time. As for his name, I decided to name him Kata, both because I like the sound of it, but also because of the Japanese katakana reading. You see, katakana is one of 2 phonetic languages of Japan alongside hiragana, but while hiragana is used for Japanese, to clarify pronunciation where kanji might be more vague, katakana is specifically used to translate words from other languages. And when you translate the English word kata into katakana, it makes kata, which is 1 character off katana. That was a fun pun to make. So while I keep drawing Kata and experiment with his design, I'd best explain my other thoughts surrounding this hiatus. Namely, my current experiences with books and games. Starting with books, I feel like I've been in a bit of a reading rut, and it's all because of this book called Eragon, written by Christopher Paolini. Now, you may recall me mentioning Eragon in my Raven's Gate video, to the few of you who even watched that vid. And the thing is, reading Eragon has been hard. Partly because it's 500 pages long with small text, definitely the longest book I've ever read. But also because I've started to realise that I've not been enjoying reading it. At some points, I love this book. At other points, I really don't. I was definitely invested at first, even making a fair share of fan art and an AU idea. But the further in I got, the harder it became to enjoy Eragon. The lore is cool, but I've come to realise Paolini's writing style isn't for me, and I don't feel invested in any of the characters. Besides Vera, of course, she's my favourite. Now the thing is, while I'm not enjoying this book as much as I hoped I would, I don't feel contempt over it. Partly because I recognise that part of this is up to personal preference. Lately I've come to recognise the kind of writing styles that I find it easiest to follow and be compelled by. I feel like I ploughed through Raven's Gate as quickly as I did because I genuinely like Anthony Horowitz's writing style. His choices in description and characterization are pretty close to the way that I like to write. Paolini, on the other hand, I feel like the way he describes his writes his characters is more in the moment and makes it harder for me to discern their personality. And he handles character arcs in more of a slow and gradual way. Not to say that these are invalid ways to write your characters. I personally just find them harder to follow and enjoy. But besides the personal stuff, I also want to add that Paolini started writing this book when he was a teenager. And as a 20-year-old who hated how his art looked only 2 years ago, I'm sure that Paolini's had some time to reflect on his older works. I wouldn't know, I haven't checked his social medias yet. But I do want to say, the whole depth of the world and the magic language system is seriously impressive when you consider Paolini's age when he created it. But overall, yeah. Reading Eragon has been kind of hard for me, but thankfully I'm almost near the end of the book. I think I was originally going to make a Speedpaint to talk about my feelings on the book, but I don't feel up to it anymore. Once I finish Eragon, I'll have to go back to my reading comfort zone. I want to read more of the Power of 5 series because I genuinely loved Raven's Gate, and I'm actually considering revisiting Alex Rider so I can make a video on that series too. Plus I have a couple of books I've yet to read that I'm interested in starting. Not to say that I'll never return to Paolini's books, since I have heard that his later books are better written, but yeah, it'll be a while. So let's put books to the side for now, because there's something else I want to talk about. Because video games, they sure were a thing, right? I feel like I've hardly played any video games at all this year. Like, that was my playthrough of Kirby Mouse Attack that was super fun. I did a bit more of my Bravely Default playthrough. I started a new playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red that stopped after I beat Brock. And that's it. I downloaded a handful of Sonic games on Steam at the end of last year, and that was a great decision because I loved Generations and Frontiers. And then I just didn't finish them. It's been half a year and I still haven't finished them. So sometime soon, I definitely want to get back into playing more games. I feel like my recent focus on YouTube has made it harder to commit to them, but I definitely want to loosen up my schedule a bit more to open up some more space. I've actually gotten some interest in replaying New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. And of course I've got a whole library of Kirby games I'd love to revisit, and a Bravely Default playthrough I can keep working on. But yeah, that's the thing. I am technically a video game fan art channel, so I should really be putting a bit more focus on that side of my hobbies. But anyway, that should be everything I wanted to talk about. Thanks for listening to this dumb little update video of mine. And hey, maybe by the time my next video comes out, you might see Kata? Who knows? I sure don't. But anyway, like and subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.